The first day that we were liberated, I saw a man who came running in and he spoke Yiddish. Ich ben a Yid. Ich ben a Yid. Where ich sehe a Yid. And I was the only Yid that he could find because I was among the Czechs. The Czechs hit me out that I should become a Czech. I shouldn't march away. They shouldn't take me away because I was healthy. And the Jews were on the bottom of in the concentration camp. And he came over to me and he spoke to me in Yiddish and he told me he was a rabbi. And I said, you're a soldier. But he complained, Rabbi. So I asked him only one question. Where was God? Not for me, but for my brother who was 4 years old. He could have become a rabbi. He could have become anything because we were very religious people where I was born. So I want to know where was God to save him from being burned. He said, I can't answer that question. So it made me almost cry. But he said I wasn't ready for these questions and stuff. And that was my first encounter with an American when we were liberated. But Eisenhower came in later in camp when they walked in. That was already me walking down to the old camp where all the Jews were laying. They're dead, a lot of them. A lot of them couldn't move. Elie Wiesel was so sick he barely could walk. So that was the story.
Eisenhower was the first president that you made the suit for him, and in his suit you put a note. What was written in that note?
You mean you talking about Eisenhower when he was president?
Yes.
I tried to help him out and to help us out because the Suez Canal was the English and the French were fighting and the Secretary of State wanted to stop the war. So my note was, Mr. President, do me a favor and do yourself a favor, send him on vacation for 1 week and the war is going to be over, no American is going to die, and the Suez Canal should be open for everybody, not only for the Jews. It is because I'm a Jew, but it has nothing to do with just the Jews. It's an American doesn't die, and he comes back, and it's going to be over because they're going to win the war, whatever they were fighting for. That was very respectful, Mr. President, and I wrote it very nice. But the thing when he found the pocket, the last note he found on the golf course when my boss was invited because when Ben Gurion came, they had to have Jews. My boss was very close with Eisenhower. The bosses were 5 Goldmans and they were 5 Eisenhowers. So he painted a picture in the office there from the 5 Eisenhowers to the 5 Goldmans. They got very close. So that was easy for me because I knew every pocket, so I put it in every pocket because I know that they search everything, but certain pockets I knew they wouldn't find. So when he found it, he mentioned it to somebody, a tailor in Brooklyn is trying to help me out to run the country, whatever. So that's how they found out that I wrote the notes. Thank you.
That's a moving story, Mr. Greenfield. Can you tell me, please, with which president you liked the best to work?
That is a very touchy question because the first time I was in the White House, really for the first time, because a lot of presidents were measured by other people. I was responsible to make them perfectly and get through with them to make sure Johnson and the others, I don't want to go through naming everything because I'll keep you here too long. But Clinton, was my first trip to the White House, that I had to go measure him. And that was when he was elected originally through Donna Karan, who was a designer I worked with, that she met him and was recommended. And then my son Jay got the invitation while I was doing some work, and I got he said, go downstairs, I'll fuck something for you. And that was an invitation for me to go to the White House to measure, and for him and Hillary to have some bagels with and measure the president. He needs some suits. So that was the first time that I had. But eventually I got there, because I don't want to go through, it's a long story. But I got there. It's very exciting for the first time for a refugee to enter the White House, because to me the White House, studying about America, that this was, he was not only in charge of America, he was in charge of the world, because that was in my eyes what I read, how powerful that office was and how beautiful the place was, and how they took me up there to this apartment. And then he had a news conference, so I had to wait, and eventually I got to meet him. He poked me, shook my hand like a regular guy. Hi Martin, how are you? Thank you for coming. And we met for the first time. And I was already laying out what we were going to do and what we make and how to measure them and how to talk. That was an hour and a half window. And guess what? By 8:30 at night, I said, I'll miss my shuttle, Mr. President, unless we get through, because I have to finish this by next week. You got to wear tails, you know, white tie, because that's the time that they wear when they make fun of each other and stuff. I don't remember to say, but it's only about the press and stuff. Every year they have that. So they have to wear tails. So I had to make tails, I have to make tuxedo, I have to make suits, whatever I had to make, because he needed clothing. And then he said, we're going to arrange the shuttle to wait. And then he said, come downstairs and we'll take some pictures, so you could have some pictures with me. And I said, no, my son gave a camera, and the kid here is going to take the pictures. The kid is George Stenopolis on Channel 7 now, the big guy. That's when I called him the kid, because he was an intern, I guess, whatever he was there. So that was my first visit, the most exciting visit in my lifetime, to be in the White House and really do it myself all the way, measuring and fixing and doing and delivering it.
How different is measuring a president?
The what?
The ordinary how different is measuring a president comparing to an ordinary customer?
Yeah, because I do other presidents. You know, Obama wears my suits all the time. Every time you see Obama, he wears our suits. And he looks so good. See, and it's not only presidents you should ask me about. There are other very famous people that we dress here.
Speaking about Obama, he was criticized because he wore this bright suit. What is your opinion at that point?
No, but Obama started, you know, he wears dark suits, a navy and a charcoal, a navy and a charcoal. But you never see him in anything else but a Martin Greenfield suit, and he's got the label in the pocket. And my son and I, we measured them together the first time, and we still took care of him. Everything that he wears since he met us has never been anything else but a Martin Greenfield suit that he sees, whether he is with your, whoever he is with. He's always dressed up in clothing that we made in this factory where I'm talking to you. It's all handmade.
Does anything about measuring, about the kind of suit he wears?
Ask me again.
Does he consult his wife which suits to choose, how to wear them?
So, you mean how to, to show them how to wear them?
Yes, does he,
No, because,
does he consult Michelle?
well, I spent time with Clinton a long time because I just wanted to make sure that that he has to wear a suit every morning, like the talking heads on television, because he's going to be on television every morning the minute he steps out. So he's got to be dressed up right, because otherwise, you know, because some presidents like Clinton, you know, he was a professor, he was very educated, and he was a governor, but he liked casual things. Some people like casual things. Other people like dressier things. So they're like, but you could make them look good in different ways. You see, Obama wants to be dressed very formal, you know, the way he looks, and he looks great. Of course, he is also, he's got a nice build, so suits look good on him, but we make them perfect for his body. And if you look close, people are lower on one side, lower on the other side, but that's not I'm going to talk about here, because that's